Have you ever stopped to think about the incredible diversity of life on Earth? From the majestic lion of Judah to the humble housefly, each creature plays a unique role in the grand tapestry of creation. But what if I told you not all animals were part of God's original plan? Many Christians believe certain creatures emerged as a consequence of sin, forever altering the world we live in today. This raises fascinating questions about the nature of good and evil, the impact of our choices, and the resilience of faith even in the face of hardship. In today's video, we'll delve into the fascinating topic of animals that God did not create. We'll explore how these creatures are understood within the context of Scripture, and what lessons they might hold for us as we navigate our own journeys through life. So, prepare to embark on a unique exploration of faith, science, and the wonders of the natural world. Let's begin with an intriguing creature, the cockroach. These resilient insects have been around for millions of years, often seen scuttling through the shadows, carrying a reputation for both disgust and perseverance. Now, the Bible paints a picture of a perfect world before sin entered the picture. In Genesis chapter 1 verses 29 to 30, we read, "And God said, Behold, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is on the face of all the earth, and every tree with seed in its fruit. You shall have them for food. And to every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the heavens, and to everything that creeps on the earth, everything that has the breath of life, I have given every green plant for food." And it was so. In this idyllic Garden of Eden, there was no death, no decay, and therefore no need for creatures who thrive on decomposition. So, how do some interpret the existence of cockroaches within this context? They believe that, like thorns and thistles, the cockroach might represent the unintended consequences of sin, a creature not directly designed by God, but rather a product of a broken world. This perspective highlights the interconnectedness of all creation, where the choices we make can ripple outward, impacting the world around us in unexpected ways. Another creature often associated with the consequences of sin is the fly. Similar to the cockroach, its primary association is with death and decay. Flies buzz around carcasses, feasting on rotting matter, a stark contrast to the vibrant and life-filled picture painted in the early chapters of Genesis. In Genesis chapter 1 verses 20 to 21, we encounter the creation of life. "And God said, Let the waters swarm with swarms of living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the expanse of the sky. Then God created the great sea creatures and every living creature that moves, with which the waters swarmed according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good." Here, the focus is on vibrant life, with no mention of creatures designed to consume the remains of deceased animals. This leads some to believe that flies, like other scavengers, emerged as a consequence of sin, a necessary part of a world where death became a reality. However, it's important to acknowledge that this is just one interpretation within the vast ocean of biblical scholarship. Different theologians and scholars offer diverse viewpoints on this topic. The existence of these creatures, whether viewed as a direct creation of God or a consequence of sin, serves as a powerful reminder of the dynamic nature of our world. It highlights the delicate balance between life and death, and the interconnectedness of all things. Moving beyond creatures associated with decay, we encounter the leech, a fascinating yet unsettling organism. Unlike cockroaches and flies, leeches don't solely rely on the dead. They depend on living creatures as hosts. Their parasitic nature involves attaching themselves to a host and feeding on its blood, raising questions about their place in God's original design. The Genesis creation story, particularly chapters 1 and 2, paints a picture of a harmonious world, teeming with life. "And God made the beasts of the earth according to their kinds, and the livestock according to their kinds, and everything that creeps on the ground according to its kind. And God saw that it was good." Genesis chapter 1 verse 25. This description emphasizes harmony and codependency, where creatures exist alongside one another without exploiting or harming each other. In such a peaceful setting, the parasitic relationship between leeches and their hosts seems incompatible. Some interpret this discrepancy as evidence that leeches, like other parasitic creatures, emerged after the fall of humanity, representing the introduction of imbalance and exploitation into a previously harmonious creation. This interpretation underscores the connection of all living things, suggesting that the choices we make can disrupt the delicate balance within the natural world. While some see these creatures as consequences of sin, others view them as part of God's intricate design, playing a role in the larger ecosystem, even if it's a challenging one to comprehend. Whether viewed as a direct creation or an adaptation, the existence of leeches compels us to contemplate the complex web of life and the delicate balance between cooperation and exploitation in the natural world. Another fascinating creature often associated with the consequences of sin is the tick. These tiny arachnids latch onto warm-blooded hosts, feeding on their blood throughout various stages of their complex life cycle. While seemingly insignificant, ticks can carry and transmit a range of diseases, posing a significant threat to both humans and animals. Similar to leeches, ticks engage in a parasitic relationship, extracting resources from their hosts without offering any apparent benefit in return. This characteristic, coupled with their association with disease, leads some to believe they emerged after the fall of humanity, representing the introduction of harm and imbalance into the natural world. They serve as a stark contrast to the harmonious picture of creation painted in the early chapters of Genesis, where creatures coexist and contribute to the vibrant tapestry of life. It's important to acknowledge that this is just one perspective on the existence of ticks. Others argue that their intricate life cycle and ecological role within the natural world point towards them being part of God's intricate design, albeit a complex one. Regardless of our interpretation, the presence of ticks serves as a powerful reminder of the connection of all living things and the ripple effects our actions can have on the world around us. While not technically animals, thorns hold a unique place in this discussion. Unlike the creatures previously mentioned, thorns aren't seen as separate creations, but rather a consequence of the earth being cursed after the fall of humanity. This is mentioned in Genesis chapter 3 verses 17 to 18, where God tells Adam, "Cursed is the ground because of you. By the sweat of your brow you will eat your food all the days of your life. Thorns and thistles it will yield to you, and you will eat the plants of the field." Thorns symbolize the introduction of difficulty, pain, and hardship into the world. They serve as a constant reminder of the consequences of sin, a physical manifestation of the brokenness that entered creation. Interestingly, the imagery of thorns takes on a powerful symbolic meaning in the story of Jesus' crucifixion. The crown of thorns placed upon his head signifies not only the physical pain he endured but also the burden of humanity's sin. It becomes a poignant symbol of suffering and sacrifice, reminding us of the cost of redemption and the hope that ultimately emerges from darkness. While thorns represent a harsh reality, their presence also serves as a testament to the enduring power of life. So, what do you think? Are there any animals you believe shouldn't exist and why? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Remember, this is a complex topic with diverse perspectives, and it's important to approach it with an open mind and a spirit of understanding. As we've explored, some believe that certain creatures, like cockroaches, flies, leeches, ticks, and even thorns, emerged as a consequence of sin, forever altering the world we live in. These interpretations offer a unique lens through which to understand the nature of good and evil, the interconnectedness of all things, and the potential consequences of our choices. Ultimately, whether you see these creatures as direct creations of God or a result of the fall is a personal journey of exploration and faith. With that said, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel for more content on faith, motivation, and biblical studies.